What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Full Command Show. My name is Graham Mitchell, and I promised that we were going to be closing out guest week on the channel here with a bang. We got the one and only Josh Taylor joining us live in the flesh. Josh, my guy, appreciate you hopping on. It's fun to talk to you.
I know, man. It's a long time coming. Love the channel. Appreciate you having me on. I think it's officially football time, like the first real practice. Like, can we say it's football season?
Yeah, so in the video that I posted this morning, I said football season. I was like, wait, it's still off season, but they're on the field. So for me, that counts as we are in the football season.
Yeah, I just seeing the videos of like Sonny Styles run down to the field. I was like, this is all I needed. Like,
yeah, this would heal me. Sonny Styles, this would heal me.
Exactly.
So rookie minicamp, only 2 days long. Not like there's a whole lot that we're going to learn. I mean, Dan Quinn even said it himself. He's kind of not paying a whole lot of attention to the guys they drafted right now. It's more so like the tryout guys, the UDFAs. That's who he's going to put his attention on. They're going to try to talk about competition, teach him some of the pillars, what being a commander is. But even still, Josh and I are going to be here to poke through and just talk about some big storylines that's going on right now. Should hopefully be a pretty cool conversation for all of you. Before we get into it, though, got to give a shout out to Josh. He is back on the YouTube. We're at Covering the Commanders now, so definitely go drop him a subscription over there. And also check out his work on Twitter and on Substack, because this is where I'm going to hit you with a fun little nugget here. I actually never wanted to be on YouTube. I wanted to do what you were doing. I was always writer first. When I was in college, went to Virginia Tech, like I was always writing, no video. And then I got out there and I even actually made my own website. Funny enough, I didn't even know what Substack was. Literally built my own website to write about the Commanders.
Been there before.
And I was like, man, I'm spending 2 to 3 hours on articles trying to make them perfect, and I get 4 views. I'm like, huh. Yeah. And so I was sitting there one day, I was like, man, maybe I should start a YouTube channel. And lo and behold, now here we are. That's where it all came from.
Yeah, no, it's honestly like having your own thing. That's like the way to go right now. Like I could go down this long spiel, but highly recommend anyone. I have so many people that like DM me like, where do I start? I'm like, you just start. Like you find whatever it is, whatever your niche is, whatever you're good at, and just do it. Like me and Rio talk about it all the time. Like, oh, it's saturated, stuff like that. Like, who cares? Like, just talk about the team. Like, I honestly I had this little Dell old laptop and this cheap microphone. I went to a training camp back in 2018 when it was still in Richmond, and I went home and just talked. And then I just like put it out on Twitter. I was like, here's my podcast I started. And that's where it all started. And I was like deathly afraid of like talking to people. Like doing this right now, I would literally have like an hour-long anxiety attack before. Like I hated it. But now it's just like, this is what I love to do. Like this is the best thing in the world now. So yeah, man, you just got to start. And honestly, YouTube's the wave, and Substack's the wave now too, apparently.
That's pretty inspirational. And what else is inspirational? We were talking for 5-10 minutes off camera before we started recording. Guys, I promise we're going to get to the Commanders news in a couple of minutes, but I think you'll like this story. I told you that I had a question for you, but I wasn't going to ask it yet because I wanted the cameras to be rolling. So this might have been, I don't know, 6 or 9 months ago. I swear I saw a tweet of yours that said you turned down a date or stopped a date or something like that so you could write an article on your phone, something like that. What's the story there?
So yeah, life of a beat writer. You have to be ready at all times. And of course it would be up to Washington to just promote David Blough like super early, which I didn't expect at all. But yeah, I was in Richmond here. I was headed to a date. I was literally parked, like just paid for parking and everything. And I was like, I gotta go home. I gotta do this. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Something with work came up. I got to go cover this. And I went home and I wrote that article real quick, and it was worth it.
Okay. Was it worth it? Like,
that's because honestly, like I didn't go on a date with this girl, and then like I literally met my current girlfriend like soon after.
There you go.
So it like everything aligned perfectly. So like David Blough, I hope you turn into the next offensive genius. And but it was fun. Like just doing that kind of work, it's tough. But now we're solo, so I can do what I want. I can go out on dates. I can I can cover it at my own pace as well. But definitely was worth it. But you got to be obsessed to do this line of work.
Well, I think it's fair to say we are obsessed with our jobs, our passions, covering the Commanders, and rookie minicamp is getting underway. And like I said in the beginning, it's not going to be so in depth about like this is make or break for Sonny
Yeah.
Styles right here. Like the guy's making the roster, he's probably going to be a starting player, but let's start with Sonny Styles, and then we'll go more to like the UDFA side of things where the actual competition is. I'm not going to ask for like draft grades or anything like that because we're kind of past that. I think more so the big question is just what is his general impact on the defense? What give me the most big picture thought for what you have for Sonny Styles.
I think like this is gonna be kind of like shocking to say, but I think you're getting that on the field presence that like Bobby Wagner had, like just with that leadership. I mean, you don't wear like the block zero at Ohio State on defense over Arvell Reese, over Caleb Downs, like unless you're like that guy. And he was that guy in every single. I forgot who said it. It was Albert Breer that Washington talked to. I think 11 Ohio State players in the draft, and every single one, except Sonny Styles, of course, said that if they had to pick one player from Ohio State to bring with them, it would be Sonny Styles. So I think you have that presence, then you have like the physical aspect of it, of like what he's going to bring. And we saw the limitations of Bobby. Love him to death. He's a tackling machine, but there was obvious limitations. So I think you have that, and they've talked about the green dot and how they're going to push him and they're going to see what he can do and do what he's good at, but then also be like, okay, you handled that well. Now let's look at this and see how much you can really take on. I think, man, rookie season, I honestly think he can be one of the best defenders on the team. Like when it comes to coverage, they said they're going to blitz him more than he was used at Ohio State, the run stopping ability, but then just the communications and having everyone where they need to be and holding everyone accountable. It's super important to have that. Like after Bobby, it's like, who was going to be that guy? Frankie Louvu? Like, I mean, who would have it been? Nobody. Like that'd have been DQ on the sideline.
I think you said it really well because when those talks are going on of right now, Frankie Louvu and Quan Martin are in contention to be the green dot. It's like,
Bro.
okay, with all due respect, that's not really what we're going for
No.
here. And then when they signed Leo Chanel, and I have high hopes for Leo Chanel, I think he has all of the ability to be an elite player. He's
Mhm.
also been not a backup, but a rotational player. So, like, that's
Yeah.
a huge step for him. And what's that going to look like for him? It's a whole lot of projection versus, I guess, the guarantees you have, like the known quantities. Again, going back to Frankie and Quan, like, okay, I know what you are, but I know that I don't really want you as the green
Yeah.
dot.
No.
So I'm with you. I don't know if Sonny's playing Mike. I don't know if he's playing Will. I don't know if he's going to be edge rusher, like a acting edge rusher on
Mhm.
certain plays. But I do think he's got a great chance to get the green dot, like they said, because I mean, they let Jordan McGee wear it in practice. They're going to let Sonny Styles wear it in practice. And to your point, getting the block go at Ohio State, which if you guys don't know, look it up. It basically means you uphold the pillars of what Ohio State wants to build their
Mhm.
program on. Like you've got to be someone who commands attention when you lock in and walk in the locker room. To me, I view him, and granted, the team isn't in as bad of a state as it was, but I think he has the chance to be what Jaden Daniels was to the offense. Maybe not like as good as Jaden, or maybe as good as Jaden. We'll see. But like just that guy, we're
Yeah.
okay. I know who to turn to. I know who I'm supposed to look at. They set the example for us.
Yeah, because like whenever I think about Bobby Wagner, I think about like that Tampa Bay game, the playoff game, and like where they did like the mic'd up video of him, and you could like actually see like how he talks to the teammates and stuff like that. I'm
I
like,
love this point.
yeah, like it does suck losing that on the field because there are a lot of young guys too. I mean, look at the cornerback room. You got Mikey, you got Trey, like Leo is still young, Nick Cross is still young. Like there's still a lot of young guys. Johnny Newton up front. So like it's important to have someone like take that over. And I don't think Bobby's coming back. Um, but as a rookie being that guy, I think he's gonna handle that green dot like it's nothing. I think he's gonna like stick with it. Honestly, I can see Nick Cross wearing it too, though. Like it wouldn't surprise me if Nick did it because Nick is so underrated. I could talk about Nick for a while. But I think you said it with his presence and just how much he already knows. And as he's still new to the position too,
Right.
but he handled it so well. Like the first year, it's like, okay, he missed like what, 14, 15 tackles. And you saw some good things, but you saw some bad. It took one off season for him to be like, hey, I got it now. Like, like who's that guy? Lethal Shooter. where he's like, I
I
gotta know,
understand
like,
it now.
yeah, I understand it now. That was Sonny. It took one season, and bam, then he was a 7th overall pick at his new position. So I think like the transition from college to NFL, I don't think it's going to be big for him. I think it's perfect. I think that's exactly what he wants. And he wants to, he has all these high standards for himself. So I think he's going to thrive and be that leader, but then also produce on the field too.
I do as well. And he's going to get a lot of opportunities as all of these linebackers are. This was
Yeah.
actually, speaking of Substack, this was the topic of the first Substack article that I wrote. You guys can find that. It'll be in my pinned tweet on Twitter if you follow me there. But it was basically about how the Commanders defense has the opportunity to sort of field a very unique solution to some of the changes in modern offenses. A lot of it is teams are beefing up, going 12, 13 personnel because they want you to put linebackers on the field, not to run, but to throw it over them, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works. With the Vikings, they were in base at one of the highest rates in the NFL. But guess what? You couldn't throw the football on them, and you also couldn't run it on them. And it's because of how good the linebackers were and how just connected they were and how they could all do so many different things. And when you run up and down the list of a Sonny Styles and a Leo Chanel and Jordan McGee when he gets on the field, Frankie Louvu even, who was an all-pro in 24, like that looks like what was in place in Minnesota. And I would say the linebackers were at the base of what made the Vikings as good as they were.
Yeah, I think that and just different looks and the pressure packages, like you're gonna see corner blitzes. Like I remember we saw that against the Dolphins. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, we haven't, like, what was
Can you
that?"
believe
Like,
it?
is that allowed? Like who okayed that? But I think you're just gonna see so many different looks. And something that doesn't get talked about a lot is like Durante Jones loves to drop like his outside linebackers. So
Mhm.
like Caleb Von Chason or Joshua Josephs, like those smaller like pass rushers off the edge, like you're gonna see them drop and you're gonna see somebody else come. So like I don't think Sonny Styles is gonna be like on the edge as much as like Leo Chanel probably will. I think Chanel's gonna blitz more than people think. But I still think you're gonna see times where it's like Caleb Vaughn drops into coverage and then Sonny Styles comes down. And it's just this road, like this never ending. Every play, the quarterbacks are like, what the heck are they about to do? Like, it's a completely different look than the play before. So, like, yeah, they ran a ton of base and like, and what that looked like under Flores, but I think Durante Jones is going to like mix things up and keep offenses guessing because the offenses in the NFL, they are ever changing. They're getting bigger. They're trying to find ways to exploit you. And teams said that about Bobby. Like, yeah, we were targeting him as
Yeah.
much as possible. Like, and we saw that. So I think that Durante is going to have an answer for all those looks. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I love his energy, and I really liked seeing that Vikings defense over the last couple of years.
Well, since we're talking about the front seven, I feel that maybe not mini camp, but like training camp, that
Mhm.
that group, if we can just call the whole front seven a group, is going to have so much competition to make this roster. And this fits in with the 7th pick in the draft. This fits in with the returners. This fits in with draft picks, UDFAs. And so I guess how I would frame this conversation is I put out my projected roster like I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I don't expect it to be correct. It was just something cool to do for YouTube.
Yeah.
See how everything shook out. But I had them with I think 4 defensive tackles, 6 defensive ends / outside linebackers, like including Omenahu and Wise in that mix, and then 5 true linebackers, like your Sams, your Wills, your Mikes, not your Oways, who's going to be a linebacker but is not a linebacker. So that's 15 guys just in the front 7. And when you look at the bottom of that list, there's Caden Madrano's out there. There's Nick Ballor's out there. There's Ale Cajo's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, Joshua Joseph's I'm just going to be on the roster, but he might knock Javante Jean-Baptiste off. Drake
Oh, yeah.
Jackson, Jeffrey Imbaz. I don't know what your take on him is, but I think he's a really good UDFA chance. So like,
Yeah.
how do you see the competition for those spots sort of shaping up? Like any big names that jump out to you, guys at risk, guys you think could make it? What do you think?
I mean, I think you nailed it with Javante Jean-Baptiste. I mean, he had injuries too that didn't help. I don't see Drake Jackson making the team. And like also what's hurting them is like Deron Payne can play a ton outside. Like he has played a ton outside over the last few seasons. Charles and Minihue can play inside a lot. Like there's so many guys that could just fill in so many roles. So I think guys like Charles and who are going to get the leg up on some of these, like just true outside guys like Javonte Jean-Baptiste and Drake Jackson. I think Charles who's underrated too. I think a year coming back from his injury, he's going to look great. So I the thing is too though, like we're gonna see a lot of different looks up front. Like you are gonna see guys shifted over and a linebacker come in, or you're gonna see a 5-man front. I don't think you're gonna just see a lot of like 4 down, 2 defensive tackles, 2 edges, like your traditional Dorrance Armstrong and Odafe away on the end, and then Kinlaw and Payne in the middle. I think you are gonna see some mixes. Um, Belore, he's gone. Kane
Oh,
Madrano,
I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you now because I did not have Belor on my predicted roster, and a lot of people like he's got to make. He's the special teams ace.
bro,
What?
he's like almost 40.
That's what I said. He's 37, and like I think the roster is at a position now where you can't only play teams.
No.
There's enough competition now. Like
Yeah.
if they told Jordan McGee you have to be Nick Bellore, I think he could go out there and play at that sort of level. And then also you're okay with him playing defense. You're not okay with Nick Bellore playing.
We're
defense.
not keeping just special team guys around anymore. Like this is the like I want people to challenge themselves to realize that it's okay to get better as a team. It's okay not to just hold on to like mediocre players that just do one single thing. Like same reason why is Percy Butler a lock? I hope not.
It's tough because I think he was their best special teamer last year. I will give him that.
Yeah, but it's just like what are you doing for me on defense, man? Nothing. Like
Nothing.
Yeah, Reeves too. You can't talk about Reeves a lot without the fan base getting mad at you, but it's just like the team's getting better, y'all. Like they're trying to add bodies, and you can't just like hang on to one guy just because he makes tackles on defense. Like there's no way they keep like 6 linebackers just because Nick Bellore can play special teams. Like absolutely not. I would tell Jordan McGee to play special teams like routinely and take over that role. Like he's athletic. You're probably going to rotate in. I don't know how much, but like get on the field and get to special teams. And I don't know. I think they're going to release some people that we're kind of surprised by, but it's like, okay, it was kind of time for them. And I think Percy Butler's one of them.
I think he's got to, I mean, Percy Butler and Tyler Owens, they've got to be up on that list.
Tyler's tough, man. Tyler's the one where I'm like thinking about like, because I think they like him in the slot too. He played a lot of slot there.
Well, so here's the problem that I've run into when I've looked at this safety room. Quan Martin, I was actually having a conversation with someone who said they thought Quan was going to play nickel. And I listened to Durante Jones interviews too. I know that he said that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. And it's not even him at nickel that is like the main determinant of that. It's the fact that there's nobody else on this team that is a free safety. If Quan doesn't work out, if he gets moved, injured, whatever, Will Harris is next in line. And sure, Will can play there, but that's not
though.
That's not like his preferred position.
He got big too.
He is, yeah, he's big. And Quan is the only guy who like he's a safety, and he is in the post. Now, whether or not he plays very well, I don't know. He's the only human to ever play worse with healthy shoulders than better with 2 separated shoulders.
Mind blowing, honestly.
But Nick Cross, you want him closer to the ball. Will Harris, you want him closer to the ball. Tyler Owens, you want him closer to the ball. Jeremy Reeves, you want him closer to the ball. Everybody in that safety room, aside from Quan, is in that position. So let's get to talking about some of your UDFA guys to watch now. Malik Spencer, for me, is a name that I don't see going around there a lot. And he's in an interesting spot because he is the free safety, but we were just talking about the special teams value. It's at a point where it's like, he almost has to be guaranteed to play defense to make the team, because if he's just there for teams, they don't have a need for that because they have that already.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said Malik Spencer because he's honestly my favorite one out of all of them. I think there is a way for him to make the team, like just his upside as a true free safety. And I know he played a lot of strong safety too, but he's 6 foot 197. It's not like he's like 6'2", 210 or something like that, and like can't move in space. Like he actually can like move very well out in coverage. And this is a guy literally like 2 years ago, he was getting like first, second round buzz. Like he was really good. But he also had the 4th highest force to completion rate among all safeties in the NFL draft at 22.7%. But he's physical, he's fast, I think his upside as a free safety is better than Percy Butler. Maybe Reeves. Like, dude, I think Malik is really good, and I just want to see what that looks like. Because, like you said, they don't have any other free, like true free safeties that can play that position behind Quan, which is an issue. There's no way Will should be out there. There's no way Jeremy Reeves should start at safety. I don't care what the defensive scheme is now. They showed they cannot tackle well and they can't make plays out in space. So Malik, please do something at rookie minicamp. I am begging you to make this team.
So some other UDFAs. We've talked about Spencer. We've talked about Imba. Like, Chris Hilton is a guy whose name's out there. Chris Henry. Who are some of your guys? I know you said Malik Spencer might be your favorite, but who are some others you think might have a chance to make this roster?
Yeah, I do like Imba a lot. His size, his strength. I remember seeing him at the Senior Bowl. I was like, holy smokes, this dude's a mammoth. I think he's got a real shot too because he can actually get pressure. Chris Hilton is a tough one for me because the wide receiver room has just so many bodies. Like it's like what does that path look like? Like is he the Ja'Cory Brooks like for this year? But he's also had injuries. And it seemed like every single year they're like, oh, Chris Hilton's the next guy. He's the next one. He's the next one. It never happened. Like I remember like going back and watching like LSU like radio and like the media team being like, he's gonna be the next Malik Neighbors. He's gonna be like Jamar Chase. And I'm like, he came nowhere close to that. Like
he has like what 800 career yards.
Yeah, 780 and 6 touchdowns in 5 seasons.
There you go.
So it's like he just had so much potential. But it's just like he could not stay healthy, but then he could just never emerge, which is a big issue for me. He's older. He couldn't carve out like a solid role on offense. But it's Jaden's boy. Like, like, is that gonna help him? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I like what he can do. Like, he even made his rounds around like the All-Star games this offseason. Like, he was like all of them. And he was a late addition to the Senior Bowl. So like I watched him a little bit, but I just don't think he's going to do enough to really make the roster and like carve out a spot. There's just so many bodies. But then Fred Davis, the corner, like I think they need depth at corner too. Like I'm screaming for Kenny Moore or Snead or like probably not Snead because he really wants to start. But just they need somebody else in that room that's not 5'8" or 5'9", even though Kenny Moore's 5'9". I think Fred Davis, 6'1", 190. He really impressed me too. He had a couple flashes at the Senior Bowl and just showed like what his length and everything can do. So I think he could possibly make a start. Like, what does Vigors and in his second year look like? They have a couple like other guys that went undrafted, and they have some depth guys, but it's like they don't have solid depth. Like if one of those corners goes down, I I don't know what the plan's going to be. Like if Mikey gets hurt,
I mean, there's not a plan. There's not right now. Now I'm with you. I think Fred Davis is probably a long shot realistically, but I do recognize the upside that exists there. But to your point, like it's Carlin Vigors, it's Darius Rush, it's Trey Hawkins, and they're already light on corners. So to your point, if Mikey goes down, okay, you have one starting corner with Akello Witherspoon. You have another starting corner, Trey Amos, one starting nickel with Amik Robertson, and nobody else.
Yeah,
so
Witherspoon has been bad lately, though. Like, I get he's a vet.
That's not the point. It's that you're out, like you're toast. Yeah. So I mean, they went into the season with 5 corners last year. I wouldn't be surprised if they went after Snead. I'm not really up on the Kenny Moore information. I don't know what's going on there. I assume he wants to play nickel. So you got to tell Amik or Mikey that they're going to the bench. I think it's probably Amik in that situation. And I don't think he's happy with that.
Yeah.
But they need
he's only getting $5 million this year. So it's like, yeah, he's not screaming guaranteed starter. Neither is Mikey. They have the salary cap hit for those 3 guys is under $9 million this year for all 3 combined.
It's not a
That's
great.
Gotta be the cheapest
I'll be fair and say Mikey's on a rookie contract, Mike and Trey, but like still, it does say something. Yeah.
I thought they were going to add another corner, but it just didn't fall that way. But like, look at how many prospects they looked at in the draft. There was like 7 or 8 corners that they were like really interested in.
And
So
then they didn't draft anybody.
yeah, so I would be shocked if they didn't add another corner. Like I said, Witherspoon, he is what he is. Like Adam Peters knew him like from back in San Francisco, like whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if they added another one, but I think that defense desperately needs some depth, which like I said, it would not surprise me if Fred Davis could beat out Darius Rush. And who else was there? Viggers.
Trey Hawkins.
Yeah, and Trey Hawkins. It would not surprise me if Fred Davis beat all of them three.
Me either. So I don't remember who you wanted the Commanders to take or who you thought like realistically they should take in the draft. Were you Sonny Styles or were you Delane or were you someone else?
I was fine with a lot of people. Like I liked Styles a lot. I liked Delane and I liked Cardinal Tate. I think the day of the draft, it was like, get me Styles or Tate. And I was like, seems like what the last two were going to be. I just didn't, nobody saw Tate going to 4 to the Titans. He had no idea either. So I was like, if it wasn't Tate, then like Styles was fine with me. Like you said, that's something I said a lot too, was like, they need their Jaden Daniels on defense. Yeah. They need that guy to elevate everybody else. And I think that's what Sonny Styles is going to be. So I was happy with it. And then there's just like enjoying the rest of the draft after that. Like whatever happens, happens. Like I'm just excited to see who they add. And I like them all. I like them all.
I think that cornerback room, I'm still buying into Adam Peters playing the game of asset management with Mikey. You don't just burn a second round draft pick that quickly. If he was horrific, then okay, fine. If he had injury problems, okay, like Mikey's not been very good. I don't want to mislead anybody. He's shown moments and he's been in a miserable system with injuries around him, constantly changing positions. I put a whole thread together on Twitter of this because I was just kind of fed up with the conversations. And essentially my thesis was Mikey might suck. He might, but we don't know because the evaluation, as far as I'm concerned, is really only really starting this season because I think this is the first time he has a chance to actually succeed.
Yeah, the thing with him, it's tricky because I think he plays best like technique wise in the slot. But we saw the size limitations in the slot where he's getting run over in the run game. He's not able to like fight with those physical bigger guys in the NFL now. So it's tricky. It's like kind of has to play outside, my opinion. Like I just don't see him starting in the slot like full time. I don't see it. But he has some flashes there too. Is it going to be enough? Like you said, year 3 is the year. If you can't show yourself this year, then it's like, Mikey, we might have to upgrade in the offseason, man. It's like, this is year 3. If you're not getting now, like, when are you going to get it? So Durante Jones's new scheme will help him out. I think playing more zone is going to be best for him.
Yep.
Which Dan Quinn said they're going to run a lot of zone, which I was glad to hear. But yeah, I think Amik wants to play outside too, though.
You think that, or you've heard that and you can't say it?
No, I think he does, but I think he would be the best nickel corner on the team. But just looking at like him and like over the years and like locking up Justin Jefferson and stuff like that, like I think he wants to be an outside corner. Like it's funny because me and Rio talked about it. Like slot wide receiver is like a slur these days.
Yeah.
So I feel like nickel corner is the same way. Like, oh, I'm a nickel corner. Like I'm a slot corner. It's like, I'm not, good enough to be like some polarizing premier outside corner. So they just throw me inside. I don't think so. Like, I think a nickel corner, especially in this defense, is just as important, but I don't know. I get outside corner vibes from Amik and I don't know. We'll see who actually wins that nickel job, but it's part of the reason why I do want Kenny Moore.
No, I get that because talking about slot corners not being important. I mean, I think, and granted, he's not a corner, but he's a nickel. I think Nicky Manwari, I think he's pretty good. I think Jalen Petrie is pretty good. I think they changed the tone of your defense.
Yeah, dude, Jalen Petrie was my guy. I'm not gonna lie, I was a Nicky Manwari hater. I didn't think it was gonna be good, but he proved me wrong. So if you,
he went to Mike McDonald. As far as I'm concerned, Mike McDonald can make you and I starting level players if we were there. So
yeah, if Nick came here, he would have looked like a dud. And then he would have left after his contract and turned into an all-pro. So
We talked pretty much only about defense so far. I don't want to keep you for too long here, but let's talk about some offense real quickly. Blank canvas for you here. What are you looking for as we get through mini camp, training camp, all that stuff? What are you looking to see on the offensive side?
Katron Allen. That's all I need.
You're fat man and Robin.
I am a fat man fan, not just because he's from Virginia. So I actually used to cover Penn State for Rivals, did like their recruiting for his first 2 seasons. And I just remember I was like, okay, they got some running back out of IMG. He's going to be good because IMG is like pretty much a college. So they just pump out a ton of good talent. But then it's like everyone is like, oh, they got Nicholas Singleton, Gatorade Player of the Year. He's the next Saquon Barkley. He's going to be really good. And he was really good. But it's like Katron Allen just like snatched his chain as soon as he got to campus and was like, bro, I'm just as good as he is. Like, I'm going to steal the spotlight. And it just seemed like so many times. That first year, Nicholas Singleton had a lot of big plays, but it kind of like dropped into the second year. And Katron really just took over as like the guy. Like they leaned on Katron so much. And every time I hear Dan Quinn talk about him and how they're going to run a lot of zone, like he's not going to be much of an outside zone guy, but you're going to see Katron Allen just pop out of nowhere through the A gap, and just his vision and his footwork. It's top tier, man. I honestly didn't expect Katron to even be an option in the draft. Like I didn't even talk about him. Yeah. Because same with Antonio Williams. I was like, there is no way they're making it to those picks. And they both did.
I can't tell you how many times I talked about third round prospects, third round receivers. I never one time said the name Antonio Williams because I assumed he was going to be gone in the second.
Yeah, I was like, he's like pick at latest like 60. That's like the farthest he could drop. I was like, he was getting projected early second.
He was supposed to be wide receiver 1 in this class, and then Cade Klubnik is Cade Klubnik, and he had an injury, and in that he dropped to round 3. And I remember right after it happened. Actually, while it happened, I was at a wedding. My channel knows this. I was live recording my reactions while I was like whispering, like, guys, I can't believe it. I was like, how is he here? Like, did people forget who Antonio Williams was? The reason he fell to the third round had nothing to do with him. You thought this guy was wide receiver 1 in the class, and you dropped him 2 rounds because his quarterback sucked?
Same with TJ Parker, same with Terrell, and same with Peter Woods. They were all first round draft picks. And like 3 of them could have gone in the top 15, like before the college football season. Yeah. Clemson, dude. Clemson is so toxic. Like I heard so much stuff about like the university, like not the university, but just like the football team. Oh, players were ready to go. Players were so ready to get out of there. But yeah, I think just the value of him too, man. I know so many people are going to compare him to Amon-Ra. He's going to get the Amon-Ra.
Yes, he is.
All season long because the 14 and his role and stuff like that. I think he does look like Amon-Ra though. Like, dude, watch his 2024 film. Not saying his 2025 film was bad, but just usage wise, when he was used in the slot, we also played that Z position. They like took that away from him in 25. I was like, what are they doing? Like, what's Dabo? And they got a new offensive coordinator last year. I forgot who the heck it is. It wasn't good, whoever it was. And I was just like, why would you take him out of that role? Like they just did so many confusing things. And that's what he's about to do again this year. So like all that production that he had in 24, where he was about to be a first round draft pick, possibly wide receiver 1, he's going to be back in that role and be versatile, pre-snap motion. You're going to see a lot of routes across the middle of the field, just opening up everything for everybody else. But then he's also going to break like 6 tackles after the catch and have a ton of yak. So I'm excited for Antonio, man. Even if they add Ayuk, even if they add Stephon Diggs, I think he's going to be a target just monster. He's going to demand targets.
Yeah, he's someone that I'm trying to trade for currently in a dynasty fantasy football because I think he's going to be a really good asset. I don't want to disrespect Terry here and say that he's going to get more yards, and I don't think he will. But could he get more targets? It's on the board.
There is a way.
Yeah,
there's definitely a way.
To your point, like I fully agree. They're going to move him around. He's going to be in the slot. He'll be the Z and 2 receiver sets sometimes. If they get Diggs and that's a separate topic, but like let's just focus on football here.
Do it.
Terry Diggs and Antonio Williams, you have no clue who's going to be where when they break the huddle because all
Yeah.
three of those guys can move around. And with the versatility you get from Chig, like we started this thing talking about 12 and 13, Chig, Sinnott, and Bates fit together so well because they all do completely
Crazy.
different things.
Yeah.
Like it's what you would want. You want your three tight ends to look different. So they've just got a lot of options for them this season.
Yeah, there's so much that David Blough can do, and it's going to open up the run game. But then, like, we're actually going to see Jaden Daniels under center, like doing play action, using his legs to help the passing game, not just running from shotgun and running for his life half the time because teams know what they're about to do. Like, there's just so much, and I think that slot wide receiver position is the most important in that offense, in my opinion. Like, look at not even just Umbra, but like look at Luther Burden in his year that he had with Ben Johnson. Like that slot wide receiver, I'd say 8 out of 10 times, like when you're running that boot, you're running that play action across the middle of the field, you're looking for Antonio Williams, who's like running a cross route or just like getting vertical from that slot spot. Like I think it's going to open up so much for Jaden and having that kind of weapon there. Like, bro, we had Alameda Zacchaeus. Like, no shot at him, but just like the increase at slot.
And talking about
Massive.
some of the best receivers in the NFL too. While you were talking, I was looking it up for Puka. I knew what it was for Jamar because I'd looked this up before. Last year, Jamar Chase was in the slot 35% of the time. Any guesses on Puka? 36% of the time. So like that's where production is in the NFL.
JSN 99% of the time. Like
I bet it's not. I bet it's not that high. I bet you it's
No.
probably like what, maybe 85.
Probably. But dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, just somebody that can open up the middle of the field and his route running, bro, he's so crisp. His cuts and everything. Like the thing that stood out to me was like he knows exactly how to break down every single detail of his route. And like even when it looks like the corner or like safety, whoever like has him stacked and like has him exactly where he wants to, he will do the most sudden move to just instantly get leverage or just like that's his break in his route and he's just like wide open all of a sudden. They're like, what the heck just happened? I had him. Like, where did that come from? So, oh man, yeah. Antonio Williams to the moon. I don't think he's gonna be the Ja'Cory Krosky merit hype this offseason because that was insane. But I think once preseason starts and training camp videos come out, people are gonna be like, all right, this Antonio Williams guy might actually be for real.
Yeah, I want people to think back to last summer when, and granted, Terry wasn't there because of the contract stuff, but
Yeah.
oh, Jaden threw it to Zach Ertz again. Oh, third down, Zach Ertz is dominating. Oh, the red zone drills. It's Zach Ertz. He's going to have the best year of his career at 35 years old. Like, it's pretty important being able to win over the middle of the field and win early. That's what I love about Antonio Williams. There is no hesitation getting off of the line. He's attacking as soon as that ball is snapped and he wins quickly. I think that's a big part of what distinguishes him as the best, second best, whatever, top two route runner in this class is that it happens so fast that he's a target for the quarterback.
Yeah. I think with him and Chig Okonkwo like close to each other on the field, dude, that duo alone like has me excited because Chig Okonkwo can just depart the middle of a field like it's the Red Sea just as much as Antonio Williams can from a route running standpoint. And he said he's like, I'm excited to show what I can do like receiving wise. You're like, we haven't even seen it yet. Like he was pretty good with the Titans, but he was like, oh man, there's just so much more I can do. And he sees that in David Blough's offense. I mean, even with like Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra, like thinking what they did together. And then the Bears, bro, they have like 17 tight ends and they're all productive. Like, like
and they just drafted another one.
Yeah, poor Cole Kmet. I don't know what the heck he's about to do, but it's just like, man, those two, like, not a lot of people are talking about Chig. Like, I think he's kind of like a little quiet guy, like waiting to break out. But dude, I think he's in for a massive year. I watched those Lions offenses and the Bears last year, and of course, like we hate both those teams for separate reasons, but man, those offenses are it's just like a well-oiled machine, man. The running game helps out the passing game, and the passing game opens up the running game because you don't know what's coming. Like I said, it's not like James back there doing his like claps and shotgun, and everyone's like, okay, well, like we know when you're going to run the ball and we know when you're going to pass the ball. Like it's so predictable. It is night and day different. And I don't think people are going to get it until we see some like stuff in preseason. David Blough gets a little fancy with Ethan Kaligmanis in like the third quarter, and everyone's like, "Hey, what was that? What was that, David?" But nah, dude, I'm excited about this offense. As much changes they've had on defense, I'm more excited about the offense.
I'm still excited about the defense, more excited, but I am excited about the offense. And I made a video probably a week or two ago, and the title was something to the effect of the biggest upgrade of the Commanders offseason was ... And it could have been gone a million different ways. And my answer was installing the David Blough offense. And I said it with this caveat. I have no clue if David Blough knows what he's talking about. I don't. I think he does from listening to him, but he's never called a play before. So you don't know. I don't know. We don't know. We just have to see it. But my answer was not hiring David Blough. It was installing David Blough's offense. Just that structure of offense is sustainable. To your point, it's connected. Things work together. With Cliff, I would always say Cliff might be the best play designer in the world, but a play designer and an offense designer are two different things. So it's like when he shows you something for the first time, he's going to cook you because it's going to be a really good play. But as soon as you learn it and you've seen it, they're going to be able to shut it down pretty soon.
Yeah. And with David Blough's offense, it is going to be like complex. It is going to be much different. And I talked to one of Jaden's boys the other day, and he said, dude, he is bogged down in that playbook. He's like, he is reading that thing every single day. It's going to be different. And I think some people are going to struggle in it. Chris Paul. Not
Whoa. We're
not saying any names. But,
whoa.
Yeah, dude, he got a 1 year, $3 million deal.
They're doing everything they can to give the job to Brandon Coleman.
I think so. I don't even know what he's got, but you have to be able to move. If you are an offensive lineman, you gotta be able to move. And Chris Paul can move. Brandon Coleman can a little bit, but I'm a Matt Golden stan. So I'm kind of pulling for him, and then maybe Alec Grady goes to left guard. We'll see. But it's just so much different than Cliff. Like I appreciated David Blough like learning from Cliff and seeing like play calling and when to get away from stuff and like the in game, just like in the moment stuff, like even in the playoffs and everything. But his offense is just going to blow Cliff's out of the water. Like Cliff's offense was so frustrating at so many times over the last 2 seasons. We're like, but Jaden's good, so who cares?
Yeah.
But then last year it's like, okay, Cliff, like we don't have Jaden, we don't have Terry, we got Marcus Mariota. This offense sucks. Like what's going on?
Yeah, you saw the limitations of it for sure.
But it's going to be so much different. It is going to be complex, but it's going to be effective. And like you said, that I agree with you. I think that was the biggest change. Because you got to help out Jaden Daniels. The last thing they could have done is run back the Cliff thing. Dude, can you imagine how I would have been depressed right now, like thinking about like, oh my God, we got Cliff again. Like, we'll see what happens in this offense. Like, who knows?
Well, Ben Sinnott never would have played, and there'd only be one tight end, and Katron Allen wouldn't play, but Bill also wouldn't play, so I don't even know who would run the football. McNichols,
it'd be
maybe.
Rashad White,
Jerome Ford, maybe. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I would always say I can appreciate the job Cliff did year one because Cliff did do very good things. Like I said, I think Cliff is highly intelligent. That doesn't mean he's mastered the art of how to build an offense. And I think going to work with Sean McVay and not even being a coordinator, just being in the building, that's probably the best thing for his career because there's still a world where Cliff becomes the best OC, maybe the best head coach in the league one day. But like he's smart enough to do it. He shows you the flashes of it. He just has to put it together.
Yeah, and he wouldn't change.
No, not at all.
He was stuck in his ways, which came back to bite him. Like, and I think that was the thing that was the most frustrating with Dan Quinn and even Adam Peters. Like a little bit of it like was like reported, but it's just like when you see the same things happening, you see the same mistakes. It's like, why are you doing the same thing knowing what the result's about to be? Like you're getting in your own way. You're not willing to change. You're not willing to feature certain players. You're not willing to help out your quarterback in certain situations. Like you're really doing this to yourself. Like It's like Russian roulette on the football field. Like it might be a touchdown, but it might be a disastrous play. So it's like you kind of did it to yourself, Cliff. But yeah, I know there was a little bit of flack with the David Blough hiring, but once I started hearing people around the league, especially Dan Campbell, being like, "Oh, dude, he's so good,"
and they were going to hire him for sure.
that he wanted him so bad. That was definitely his top option. Ben Johnson wanted him last year, and Washington blocked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So David Blough hype train, man. I'm ready for it.
Well, I think that's a pretty good way to close this video out. I've talked your ear off. I feel bad. My video's normally 15 minutes, and I get you on here and I help you for close to 50 minutes. But I do appreciate you, man. It's fun. This is our first time doing this, and we're definitely got to run it back, maybe on your channel next time. So why don't you go ahead? I know you got Substacks, YouTube, like whatever plugs you got, go ahead and throw them out there.
Yep, covering the Commanders on YouTube and Substack. That's where all of my stuff is: articles, videos, live streams, podcasts, you name it. And then Twitter at Josh Taylor FB, just like football. Yeah, I like to say it's officially football season because I see there's no pads yet, but a helmet's good enough. And we got jerseys, training camp, all that's going to be released soon. The schedules are getting released next week. So we have something to talk about. We have something to hang on to. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it, and people think this is the dead time, but I promise you there's always something to talk about with this team.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, football is happening.
Yeah,
someone's throwing it, someone's catching it. People are
Sonny Styles
running
got an interception today.
Okay? Yeah, exactly. Sonny Styles had an interception. So yeah, they're playing
3
the game
people
of
on the field. It's still
there's plenty to talk about. But definitely make sure you guys check Josh out. I was a fan of his before this collaboration even happened. So he does great work. Definitely, you won't regret it. Also, on my end of things, make sure you hit the like and the hype buttons if you enjoyed. Subscribe as well. We are climbing, and when we get to 7,000 subscribers, I will be giving away a jersey, so you guys have the chance to win something cool there. I guess I can say you can check me out on Substack now as well. Both of us. Check us out while you're over there. Make it a little double sweep. But in any case, guys, that's going to do it for today. Appreciate y'all joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.